Hey you, it's Jess here, and welcome back to my channel and another Plan With Me. This is February 6th through the 12th, and Heidi has joined me for this beginning section. But this is a Scribble Prints Co kit called Pillowtalk, and I just really loved the colors, and it's just a fun, pretty girly, oh my god, look at her rubbing against the stickers. Pretty girly Valentine's-y set, so I thought it'd be perfect in the running up to Valentine's. And I'm going to use this confetti foil bundle in the color Malibu, which is like a nice hot pink. It just ended up, I didn't have any of the purpley ones that she released afterwards. They're still at my US shipping forwarder, so I was like, I'll do hot pink, and I think it turned out real cute because, you know, it goes with the pinks in the set. So, I think I'm going to talk about the book that I read this week, even though I only finished it on the Monday after this, because I read the bulk of it this week. But I read Legends and Lattes, and I read it as a physical book this time because I've heard the audiobook is good because the author of this book is an audiobook narrator, but it was like less, I think it was like 8 hours or even less long, and Luck and I have this thing of we don't get an audiobook unless it's 10 hours plus, just to make up for our credit and money. So I did order this, and it took a while to come in because I got the American edition, and I bought it from a Finnish company, so they had to get it into the warehouse, but I finally got it in the mail. So I was like, okay, I just finished Broken Earth trilogy, which is very heavy. So I was like, I'll read this like light cozy fantasy. People said it's fantasy, slice of life. It's about an orc opening a coffee shop in a town that has never heard of coffee. I ended up giving this book 3 stars. I didn't love it. I mean, it was nice and cozy, but it almost felt almost too modern in terms of fantasy. Like, there's orcs and there's a succubus and there are gnomes and dwarves, and my favorite character is Thimble the ratkin. He was adorable, and there was also a really giant cat, which was awesome, like a dire cat. But as I read in one review, like, she's not making a fantasy coffee shop, she's making like Starbucks. And it got really incredulous for me when Thimble, he's in it because he's a baker and he invented cinnamon rolls. And I was just like, okay, cinnamon rolls. It's not very fantasy. I don't know. It just wasn't quite right for me. And I did look it up, and it is a NaNoWriMo project that was turned into a book, so I think that was the issue. I don't know, I feel like it was good, but it wasn't enough. Like, I didn't get enough about the characters to really fall in love with them in their slice of life. Like, out of all, basically she collects all these co-workers and people who come into her shop. And like Thimble, you know, he's a little ratkin, so he's a little rat boy, and he like turns up and she's like, oh, he's always covered in flowers. So she's like, do you know anything about baking? And then he just becomes the baker of the coffee shop. And so, well, it doesn't say where he was working before. Why was he always covered in flour? Did he just bake for himself? You know nothing about him. You don't even know where he lives. You only ever see one other character's place where they live. I felt like that was kind of weird. I feel like I just wish I had spent more time with the characters. And then it was also sold to me as a like sapphic romance between 2 female characters, but honestly nothing happens until 200 pages in, and before that I saw them as completely asexual, completely platonic, and then what we got was like a one little kiss and a hug. And I was just like, oh. And I hope I'm not spoiling too much of it. Like, these are just general things. I'm not telling you about the actual main story. There is a main story that happens throughout, but again, it's kind of like wrapped up very easily. It's just a very shallow book. I think that's a problem. I feel like with a fantasy, I would love a bit more exploration, even in a slice of life. Like, I love slice of lives, but I like a slice of life where I get to really know characters, and I just didn't with this. So like 100 pages in, I was like, am I even gonna finish this? And I never say this about books. I never dump books, never. So I was like, especially considering like I've read so much fantasy recently, it was disappointing to like be like, meh. So yeah, I feel like almost everyone gives this a 5 stars, but for me it was 3. It's just like overall I was like, oh yeah, and I like the characters and things, but I could have even had it less, to be honest, because I don't know, it just wasn't enough. It just felt like the first 100 pages are literally just her building a coffee shop, one item at a time, and I was like, I'm so tired. I want a bit more, like just her living in this city which I barely know either. I want more. Okay, I'll stop talking about this book. And also Heidi is messing with something, so I need to deal with her and I'll be back in a second. I could not find at all what she was playing with, but she was making enough noise with it. But yeah, I don't want to get you down if you want to read this book. I think you should try it for sure. Like, it's still really cute, but I just want more, you know? I want more. And I don't need it to be like some crazy story. I just want a bit more exploration of characters and world, you know? But yeah, so Monday, so that's what I read this week. But Monday I put Coffee Monday, blah blah blah. I was watching Nintendo stream. He's been streaming a lot of Animal Crossing, so I've been loving it at the moment. Love his streams. They're like 4 hours long, so I get a whole day's worth of entertainment. And then I just put that we were watching Friday Night Lights. We finished the first season of Friday Night Lights this week, and we really enjoyed it. Played Animal Crossing. I put in pay taxes because I'm prepaying my taxes for this year for the first time, and they gave me invoices for every second month, so I was able to pay the February payment this day, which was great. And then, I don't know, I guess I was just in my feelings. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember very well. I think I'm just like because my period was about to start, so I was in my feelings, you know. Oh, Heidi's playing with the carpet. She's so annoying. With the rug. Then Tuesday, I marked payday. Oh my god, she's lifting up this rug to like play with it. She's hilarious. I'm here alone today. Luck's gone into the office, so I'm just dealing with this little creature. So I apologize. I put in payday because I went back to my weekly paydays because monthly just wasn't working. Then I just put tired AF, and I think that was like, I put the tissue box again like I did in my feelings. I think the tired AF was basically me being like sad, tired. And then I put in Pizza Rants LeMayo, and LeMayo is from my script sampler from SBC. Because we're like, you know, let's get pizza, and then we're ranting for like 30 minutes about how pizza is so much more expensive here in Finland compared to Australia. And I would say it is. And like, you don't get that, like, there's no cheap, dirty pizza in my experience. Not on our delivery route anyway. Like, it's all expensive, including Pizza Hut. Like a Pizza Hut pizza, if it's not on sale, is like 30 euros, which is like $30 basically. That's a lot for a Pizza Hut pizza, but it's also like the best pizza because it's the most Western, most Australian pizza here. Because they tend to go towards more Italian style pizzas in Finland. And let's not even talk about it. Well, but it was a funny rant. We were laughing. And we're like, we'll get Burger King because it's cheaper. And then we'll put in the order in and Locke's like, Burger King's the same price as if we got a pizza, and we're just laughing. So we got Pizza Hut. Just food in general is expensive in Finland, alright? And then we were watching a bunch of Friday Night Lights, and I went to bed early because we had a maintenance warning that Wednesday and Thursday they were going to be checking the smoke detectors in the building, and they start from 8 a.m. So I had to get up early. They didn't come on Wednesday, so I had to get up early again on Thursday, but they did come on Thursday. But yeah, so my sleep schedule was all over the place this week. It took me a long time to start working because I was just, when it comes to like waiting for maintenance people and going to bed early and getting up early and changing my whole routine, it's hard to be creative in that space for me, if you get what I mean. And then Wednesday my studio vlog went up. I did some, when I got up at 7:30, my alarm went off, and I just got straight up, put my clothes on, and just cleaned the rest of the apartment because we have two smoke alarms, one in the entry hallway and one in our bedroom. So I just wanted to make the bed, do a quick vacuum in the bedroom and the hallway, and just tidy everything up, get a wax melt on, get it nice in here for the person who does the maintenance. And then I just kind of had a YouTube binge that day because a lot of videos go up on Wednesday. And then they didn't end up coming. We're like, ugh, we feel so lazy and tired. So we got Naughty Burger, which is a more upscale chain burger thing here. I really like their main burger because it has bacon jam in it and it's tasty. And then we watched more Friday Night Lights, and oh yeah, that night we had grocery shopping delivered. Oh yeah, because Thursday and Friday we found out, we're like, oh, there's no, like, we ordered groceries on Tuesday, I think, or Monday, and we're like, oh, there's only times on Wednesday to get delivery. So we did a Wednesday night, like 8 p.m. And we found out and there was like no more dates for delivery, and we found out it's because Thursday and Friday the grocery trade union was going to strike. Like, people who work at grocery stores were striking. So we kind of felt bad that we got groceries on Wednesday night delivered. But we did need them. But at least it wasn't a strike day. But so yeah, we had to get them delivered Wednesday night because of the strike. But Sunday they reached an agreement, and that was great. I'm happy for them. They got like 160 euros a month pay raise, which is awesome. So I'm always a firm backer of unions and people getting paid what they should be. So I'm happy that they all got a raise, because working at grocery stores, especially since 2020, has been kind of nuts. They deserve a raise. And then I just put marked that I went to bed early again because I had to get up early again, 7:30. This is me as someone who usually wakes up at like 10, recently kind of even 11 or 12. Terrible. So I've been waking up early since then, which is nice. Then I got up early and I was watching the Nintendo Direct had happened the night before, and Nintendo always does, like, they watch it and sort of react to it. So I watched Nintendo's Nintendo Direct video stream, and then I was doing some work, and then the smoke detector got checked, and I was looking through my stickers and I was like, this Roomba from SBC, like robot vacuum, looks kind of like a smoke detector upside down. So I used it because I don't have one, so I'm never going to use this sticker otherwise. So I was like, let's do it. Let's make this vacuum a smoke detector. And it was really funny because our ceilings are pretty tall. He has to break in like a big ladder, and he was doing all the apartments, right? And he came in and he had like he had his shoes off, so because you don't wear shoes in a Finnish home. But obviously he was going into so many people's homes that he just took his shoes off probably at the entry. But he was just going around in his rainbow socks. It was great. But our smoke detectors are all good. They're very loud. And then I was just reading Legends and Lattes. I think this is when I started reading it. It's only 300 pages. Oh, that's the other thing is, in the copy that I have, there was a prequel short story at the back, but I couldn't even I started reading it and I was like, nah, I'm not interested. That's not usual for me, so I don't know. It just didn't click with me, you know? And then just watching Friday Night Lights. We cooked tacos at night. And then I put like a sore tummy munchkin and put Y. I really wanted to use Why Me, but I must have used that script recently since I bought it. I was like, I'm pretty sure I hadn't used it because there's in my feelings script page from SPC, there's a Y and then there's a Why Me. But anyway, yeah, that night I had a really sore lower back, so I took a painkiller, and then about an hour later, my sore back went away, but I developed really bad period cramps, like so painful, and it's like, well, I just had a painkiller, so I can't have more. So then I had to get up in the middle of the night. This was while I was trying to sleep. I had to get up and microwave a wheat bag. If you don't know, wheat bags, they're filled with like wheat and you just microwave them, and then they're like a hot water bottle, but not without the water. So I just microwave that and put that on me in bed, and then that finally helped subside the cramps. But I was just like, why me? Why? So painful. I already had a painkiller. Oh well. And then I slept in on Friday morning because, yeah, it just took me ages to fall asleep from being in pain. And I just love using my little Heidi stickers to mark sleeping. And then I watched Nintendo because they streamed the night before. Did a whole bunch of work. Working on both a custom and my Lilac Woods collection. I just suddenly decided, you know what? I'm going to recolor this and draw this and make it new. And because I know at least Kirsten really wanted a summer spring version. So I was like, I'll do it. I got an idea how to do it. So I incorporated the last unicorn, and I think that made it perfect. Then I just had some planning time. We watched Friday Night Lights, and then we let's treat ourselves, and we got bokacha bubble tea. I got a lychee milk tea with pearls, and bokacha, we chose them because they also have slices of cake, and we got red velvet cake slices each, which was so good. Like, you had the red velvet cake, which is a really good cake slice, and then they pour like this cream cheese, like almost like it's like a cream cheese sauce over the top, which is what they do, and it's like, oh my god, it's so good together. I love it. And then woke up on Saturday to snow because it all melted up until this time. And then during that night morning, we got a bunch of sticky snow, so it was all stuck to all the trees, really beautiful. And just a layer of white. But I'm speaking now on Tuesday, on Valentine's Day, the week after, and it's all melted again. Because yesterday was like 6 degrees Celsius all day, which, you know, snow's gonna melt. So it's been a very weird winter. I was like, the snow came, it's like, oh, so that was the spring of deception. Because that's a thing in Finland, and I think it's also like, you know, in other places, like Ohio and stuff, where it's like, oh, snow's over, winter's over, spring's here, and then it winters and snows all over again. So it's like a spring of deception, and you go back and forth and have a couple of winters and a couple of fake springs, but it only lasted like 3 days, and now it's melted, so I don't know. I guess it's just a mild winter this year. Then we watched The Simpsons, and I played some Animal Crossing in bed. So good. Because I was definitely on my period this time. I was bleeding so much. It was so heavy this time. I thought I'd take a break from my pill, because I skip, but I feel like my body was telling me I needed to do a skip. I need to do an actual like week off and get this period going. And it was horrible. It's still horrible. I hate it. So I was just lying in bed, and then Locke brought me my coffee, and Heidi joined me, and the sun was out. It was lovely. So I played Animal Crossing in bed. And then we had Macca's because I really wanted fries. And then our movie of this week, the movie challenge prompt was a movie with a wedding in it. So I trolled Locke, and I put Mamma Mia, the musical on, you know, Mamma Mia with Meryl Streep and everything. They didn't love it. They were like, it was a lot. That film goes 110% the whole freaking time. But I thought it was hilarious. So, and it had a wedding in it, so you know it works. So we watched Mamma Mia for that, and that was funny. I got a couple of films in that I just know that Locke's gonna be like, oh my god, the whole time. Some musicals they don't mind, but this one was just too much for them. And then we were just singing ABBA afterwards because you can't get it out of your head. And then after that, before I went to bed, I actually did my new nails, these red nails for the next week. So cute, these Valentine's nails from Dashing Diva. And then I just read more of Legends and Lattes before I went to sleep. And then Sunday, first thing I did was got out, washed some clothes, put some clothes in the wash, did 2 loads of laundry. But then I was absolutely beat. Again, I think I was just super low on iron from, you know, the stuff. So I had a big old cat nap. I think it was only like 43 minutes. So not a bad nap. It was a good nap. A good time. And then I had been melting this blueberry muffin wax melt from Sassy Girl Aroma. It was one that Andrea sent me. It was blueberry muffins, serendipity, and zucchini bread, I think. And I've been melting that most of this week, and Locke was like, let's make blueberry muffins for real. So we baked blueberry muffins this day, and it was so good. Delicious. We ate them in I think we got 10 out of the mix, and we ate them in 3 days. They were so good. But that's the second time that we have made food based on wax melts, because previously I melted a fantasy wax iced lemon cookies melt, and so we made lemon shortbread. They smelled exactly the same as each other, but yeah, blueberry muffins, so good. This is what bakery wax melts are doing to me, making me bake. Then I just did some planning, and then we cooked dinner that night. I think we cooked chicken masala that night, but I just used the really cute new doodle from SBC with the plate. Watched some more. I think Friday night we finished Friday Night Lights season 1, and then we took a day because we actually had to find season 2. But yeah, we started season 2 on Sunday, and then I just did some more reading on Legends and Lattes. But that is the finished spread. I think it came out so pretty. I think the pink works. But if you like it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful week and a wonderful Valentine's, no matter what you're doing for it. Otherwise, I hope you have, a wonderful week. Blah. I love you. Bye. Bye. Bye, friend. Bye. I love you. Bye.